What's happening in DC now as we see these dual talks happen with the IMF?
Hey, good morning. Officials from Sri Lanka and Pakistan are going to be having talks with the IMF this week. It's the spring meetings in Washington for the IMF and the World Bank. The main goal for these guys now will be try to unlock funds for Pakistan. They have $3 billion in funds that are waiting for approval or waiting for disbursement, but a little bit of a political jam up and some policy decisions there have sort of paused that. Sri Lanka is in a much scarier position right now. They've had a worsening economic crisis. The finance minister recently said they need $4 billion in funds, and they're in Washington now to try to work on some sort of agreement to get something flowing to help them get more imports of essential goods and start servicing debt.
Many investors are warning that Pakistan is not really that much far off from what could happen to them as compared to Sri Lanka and their problems. So what are we seeing in terms of Pakistan's measures in order to get more funding from the IMF?
It's a really good point. You know, they're in the same neighborhood. They've got the first and second worst inflation in Asia. They're both dealing with dwindling foreign reserves and higher prices and shortage of goods. Pakistan's in a slightly better situation. Like I said, they've already got an agreement with the IMF. The thing is, Imran Khan, before he was voted out, had decided to cut fuel prices, which was kind of going against the spirit of the deal they had, or probably even the terms of the deal they had with the IMF, which would require sort of a fiscal discipline priorities. And now his successor, Sharif, has come in and hasn't really taken any steps to get them back on the fiscal track. He left prices unchanged for fuel, and he's recently announced higher minimum wages and some pension programs that are going to sort of strain the budget and might raise some eyebrows for the IMF when they try to get this remaining $3 billion.